Gruesome Magazine.
Hello, once again, I am your host, Doc Rodden, and this is Gruesome Magazine. We review the very latest in streaming and video on-demand horror movies. Each week, my co-hosts, Jeff Mohr, Crystal Cleveland, Dave Dreher, and I will take a look at various spooky, scary, and gory genre offerings. Tonight, we are going to review The Dark and the Wicked. A great title. Is it a great film? Well, that's what we're here to find out. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to give our first impressions. We're going to talk about the film for a little bit, and then you want to stick around for the last part. That is when we give our final thoughts, our score 1 to 5, and our favorite scene. But first, let's find out who's here with us. We call them the Gru Crew. Starting off with Jeff. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm good.
Deer in the headlights. Deer in the headlights.
Why do you keep doing this to us, Jeff? Now I'm like, what are you trying to do there, Jeff?
I wasn't trying to do anything other than hey, I'm really good. That's just me.
Because now I feel like I have to copy it.
Non sequiturs are us.
No. All right, also joining us this week is Crystal Cleveland. She's a living dead girl. How you doing?
I'm good. I don't know. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm really excited to talk about this movie. I think it's going to be polarizing for us, so it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun. Mm-hmm. All right. And of course, rounding out the crew is my buddy from H&R, Dave Dreher.
Yeah. That's a pretty good one, Doc.
Yeah.
It's almost like you want to say David. Like your the full name would really make it pow.
It's like the old it's like the Larry Sanders Show. Remember the Larry Sanders Show?
Yes. I was thinking the Night Show with Johnny Carson, but that's
same idea.
Oh,
same idea. Yeah, same idea. But in answer to your question, I'm fine. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you're fine. I like that. Yes, I forgot I asked you that. Tonight, we are talking about The Dark and the Wicked. What is The Dark and the Wicked? Have you heard about this one? I hope you have. It is coming November 6th, 2020 from RLJE. It's directed by Bryan Bertino and written by him as well. This is the man behind The Strangers a few years back. And also Monster, which is a film, Jeff, that we really liked, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The cast includes Marin, Ireland, Michael Abbott Jr., Xander, Berkeley, Lynn Andrews, Julie Oliver Touchstone, and Tom Nowicki, among others. On a secluded farm in a nondescript rural town, a man is slowly dying. His family gathers to mourn, and soon a darkness grows, marked by waking nightmares and a growing sense that something evil is taking over the family. And that's a really good synopsis because that's what the film is actually about. All right, let's do this. Let's give our first impressions, and we're going to start off with Jeff Mohr. Jeff, what is your first impression of The Dark and the Wicked?
Ooh.
I love this movie.
Yay.
You haven't asked me for a while about a Jeff Mohr movie. This is a Jeff Mohr movie.
This is a Jeff Mohr film.
Yeah.
I friggin' loved it. It scared the crap out of me. Bryan Bertino is my new hero. I mean, between Strangers and The Monster and this one, along with producing The Blackcoat's Daughter, which is another one of my favorites.
It is. Oh my God.
I'm just tickled pink about this. It takes a little while. It takes a little while, not much, a little while to get going. But this thing, I was thinking, this is weird. Part of me felt like it was a slow burn, but then I kept going through all the things that happened, and something creepy happens like every 3 to 7 minutes, something like that. We don't get the first one until about 15 minutes in, when a chair moves.
You missed one earlier than that. I caught one even earlier than that.
You'll have to tell me. Go ahead. Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt your first thoughts. That's great.
Okay. Well, it was. I loved it. It was, to me, it's like this is the kind of thing that scares the crap out of me. There were things in the background. There were things. I thought it was shot perfectly. And to me, it was like the definition of evil, in that you had no idea. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to decide, right? But you don't know what's real and what's not real.
Mhm.
I mean, the person, if I was a person in this movie and something would happen, right? And I saw something, and then somebody else was right there and said, "What are you talking about?" You know. So, and then there were other things later on that tied into it. It's the idea of insanity and Dave. I don't know if have you ever read James Herbert books?
Yeah. Of course.
The thing about one of the books I read that scared me the most was The Dark.
Yeah.
And this has the same elements in it that scared me.
I can see the
so anyway, I don't know how far to go. The acting was incredible. I loved. This is another one of those people. I like how these actors that are in lots and lots of stuff but don't have a lot of lead roles are really shining in movies like this. So Marin Ireland plays Louise. She's incredible. Michael Abbott is really good too. And Xander Berkeley, oh geez, he had a way about him that he just had this
is that the priest guy?
Yes.
Guy was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, and just the way he said his words and drawed them out just gave you this anyway. And even the nurse was Lynn Andrews, and the little girl, and Tom Nowicki, who played Charlie, their farmhand, I guess. The young girl, Ella Ballantyne, she was creepy too. So this thing creeped me out every time. I was like, okay, I'm going to admit it. I watched this 3 times.
Oh, nice.
Holy moly.
Well, I watched it once a couple of weeks ago when we first got the screener because I couldn't wait. And then when I watched it again, I thought, well, now I'll find out if it's still creepy. And I'm like, I just had like goosebumps almost the whole damn way through once it kicked into gear. So anyway, that's my first thoughts.
Wow, that's incredible first thoughts. All right, Crystal Cleveland, you're up next. What's your first thoughts of The Dark and the Wicked?
Well, I watched it one time, but I actually plan on watching it again because to me this is a perfect case of an unreliable narrative or narrator done really, really well. You know how unreliable narrators really bother me, but in this case it was done perfectly. I really, really liked this movie as well.
We'll have to talk after.
Yeah, I feel like it was effectively creepy. There were some definite spooky moments. And Marin, oh my gosh, she's phenomenal. I mean, I know, we just watched her in a movie not that long ago, and she made the movie. Do you remember what that was? Nobody. Bueller. Okay.
You're not thinking of Azuro Sky?
She was in The Piercing, but I don't know.
Oh, she was in The Piercing, but she wasn't one of the leads, I don't think. Yes.
Maybe I'm whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. I think that all of the actors were phenomenal. I feel like there's not much of a story here. If I'm being really blunt about it, the story is short and trite. It's really just them coming to, kind of take care of their father and what happens while they're there. That's it. That's literally it. And interpersonal relationships a bit, not even too much, and just crazy stuff happening. That's it. That's the whole movie. But it's done really, really well. And I feel like it was pretty exciting and pretty fun and shot really well, acted really well, directed well. I don't know that I have any. I did. It wasn't a slow burn to me either. Like it started off from the beginning, pretty much going. So I couldn't make a case for a slow burn as well. I think that a lot of people are going to like this movie. And is it coming to Shudder? Did you see? I don't know if I'm supposed to say.
I don't know if it is or not.
But there was
it might be.
It might be. I think I saw a distributor or the Shudder thing, but.
The Shudder logo's on the front, but I don't know where it's being released first.
Yeah, I feel like this is. I really, really liked it. It might be in my top 10.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah. All right, Dave, you're up next. What's your first impressions of The Dark and the Wicked?
I am in the same category as then too. I like this movie fucked with me a little bit. I was still thinking about it the next day. But it grabbed me right at the beginning. It's funny, Jeff, you had mentioned about the chair, because earlier in that when and again, this might be like spoilery. Why can't I say spoilery? I never can.
It's not a word.
That makes sense. But there's a scene where Mom's in the barn and all those fucking goats, and those goats are just creepy. Just looking at the goats is creepy.
They're so cute though.
But when they're showing the things, the close-ups of the goats' faces, there's a fucking demon face in there, and it scared the shit out of me. I went back and watched it like 30 times.
I missed it. I gotta
caught
watch
it
it again.
I caught it, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? So I rewound it, and I watched it again, and I'm like, God damn, that's like James Wan. That's like some James Wan shit going on there. You know, he likes to do that stuff. Stick that stuff in there. And it's quick. I mean, it's really quick. You really got to be looking for it. But it just caught me. And I was like, right then, I was like, okay, I'm hooked. If he's going to do this through this whole damn movie, that's it.
There's some obvious stuff, but there's some really subtle stuff too. Yeah.
So it had me right from there. And then, then it kind of went full tilt into the thing. And I mean, what coming up here, we'll have to pick our favorite scene. And I mean, seriously, there's 7 or 8 that I could easily pick in this movie. So I think this might be Bryan Bertino's masterpiece at the moment. This might be his Mike Flanagan moment. This might be when everyone perks up and goes, "Hey, what's up with this guy?" I'm with Crystal. This one, the strong case, is going to be in my top 10.
Yep.
All right. So
now we have Doc.
I don't know what happened. I didn't like this movie. This every year it happens that where a movie everybody likes, and I'm going like, there is a lot to like about this film. It actually did kind of scare me, but the final act for me ruined the entire movie ruined the entire experience. Yeah. While I liked Marin, Ireland, I had trouble with everybody else.
Whoa, really?
Really did. And Michael Abbott, I had trouble understanding him. It was almost like he was a little mumbling, but I feel like I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to, especially now that Dave said what he said. Now I did see some of the things, like there's a scene with a shadow that isn't the shadow of the person that we think it's for.
Yeah, that was good too.
And so there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on that I liked, and then there was some other stuff that really got me. Like one of the best scares is a dream. Oh, I hate that.
The shower scene is really good.
Let me just tell you, that shower scene, I don't get got very often.
And that one got you?
It got me. That's when I was like, okay, all right. I haven't been scared. I don't get scared, like, ever. And it jacked me up. I was like, oh, Dad. Yeah, oof.
I don't know. The ending really rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm kind of wishing I could have seen this in the theater, either at a festival or actually in the theater. Yeah. This just feels like it needs to have that ambiance to it. Watching it alone, I think, was a disservice. I think maybe watching it on election night also might have done it a disservice. For me, this film, on a first impression, isn't good. But at the same time, it's a movie that I want to revisit because I think I missed it. Right? I think I missed it. Like you guys saying it wasn't a slow burn, but I think it isn't a slow burn because that implies something else, but it does build slowly to it. It never really gets like crazy out of control, right?
Really?
Well, like Evil Dead,
I think it
like
did.
that.
Oh,
really?
well, because that's
right.
It's not physical action. There's not a lot of
right. There's not a I mean, everything's kind of like.
But a lot of it really, like the nurse scene, surprised the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, it came out of nowhere. That little smile she did before, though, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was going to go there. I was like, holy shit. And then and then the reveal again. I don't think we're giving anything away, but the reveal with the brother.
I loved it, and I was so excited when I was like, yes.
All right. That's the moment. That's the moment it lost me.
Why?
Really?
That's I think it was.
I kind of dug that.
Me too.
No, it lost me personally.
It had already got him. It had already touched him.
No,
That's why
I know that, but
the mom said, "Don't come" for a reason.
Right.
Don't come, because once you get touched, that's it. You're screwed.
You're there. But I don't know. To me, I was like, oh, I felt it was predictable. But I think I was just, I don't know. I need to watch this movie again.
Yeah.
I feel like I was in the wrong headspace, and it just really
headspace makes a difference.
Register.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. A lot of times you have to be in the right frame to see it.
But I will say that this movie has it's more than fair share of scares and gotchas, right? There's some really freaky stuff that happens. I think I didn't get all right. So I also may have been a little bit of a victim of hype because Jeff had this OMG moment in our chat group before, and I never got that. It never got to that level for me personally. Again, I feel like it's headspace, but at the same time, it had a lot of nearly theirs for me that added up for I'm going to, even though I personally had a problem with it, I still would recommend this film for other people to watch. I think there's a lot to it, and I think it's well directed and everything, but I just feel like if there's a message, I missed it. I don't think
there's a message.
I didn't really care for the characters.
Maybe you were looking for a message where there was no message. This is a pretty straightforward movie. It's just, it is what it is. There it is. It's okay.
I mean, the moral that kind of came away from me was evil exists and don't fuck with it.
Yeah. And listen to your parents.
Yes.
That thy days may be longer on this earth. But okay, there's even when the priest sees her, or it's not really her, but when the priest sees her and the way she's moving, I even really dug that. It was a unique feel to how she was moving. Was it Charlie or whoever the dude was? Yeah, Charlie. When Charlie sees her moving and the way she's when she's cutting herself, just the way she was moving is different from how we normally see, but it was, I don't know what they did exactly.
It was like they cut frames out of it. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was weird, but I liked it. I thought that was actually really, it was really effective. There's just a lot of good in this movie for me, and I think there's going to be a lot of good for a lot of people. I think if you watch it just as an evil, haunting sort of, I think it's more like a devil.
It's more of a satanic film. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a possession film of different sort, and I do like the original idea behind how that possession works. It's not what everybody has come accustomed to. So it's fresh in that way. Like I said, there's a lot to like about it, but for some reason the ending just really bothered me. And I want to stop saying that.
Thank you.
Tell me why I'm wrong, Jeff. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me, because you love this film. Tell me why.
That ending was exactly what I meant with Dave about the dark.
Okay.
With this James Herbert book from 1980 or something. Without getting into what the book's about, this idea of what true evil can do and what that insanity looks like, right? And to what he believed was possible. So to me, it wasn't predictable at all. That's not what I was expecting. So anyway,
it's totally not what I expected either. I was actually so glad they did it.
Well, and there's a few Easter eggs in there I want to talk to Crystal about, because I think she's talking about it, but I want to bring it up here. That makes me think what she was talking about unreliable narrator.
I'm so lost.
there was so much going on, and so anyway.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you other than how they got those people, like that nurse and the little girl, the looks that they got on their face. Mm-hmm. Holy crap. So what I texted Doc was F me. I think, fuck me. Fuck. Yeah. And
you said, well, you said OMG. What? You literally had OMG.
What? Good or bad? And I said, this thing scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Was there a particular scene that got you more than others? I mean,
it just kept ramping up. No, it just did. It just from the time when the chair wasn't so much. That was a portent of things to come. But when we got to what the mother does, that's off the wall. From that point on, it was just one thing after another, like every 3 to 5 minutes. Something was happening.
I didn't like that scene. I thought that scene was not.
So
well done.
one scene that I thought, okay, I like that a lot of what they did was really simple, like with the light turning on.
You were in a bad mood.
Yeah, you were in a bad mood. Yeah, because you would. I feel like you would have liked this one, but the light turning on.
I like that.
I feel like some of those simple little scares that are silly like that are just so palpable because, I mean, surely we've all had lights turn on around us. I know I have. And so I think it's something that we can all kind of relate to, or not.
Yeah, I like that he wasn't scared at first, right? So like at first it's like, oh crap. But then it keeps happening. He's like, he starts getting, I want to mention something real quick. And Dave, you need to jump in here because you're being too quiet. I love how, we talked about the mom, and the mom, this is slight spoilers here, is kind of something really tragic happens with her early on. But her character never leaves the film. Her presence is always felt up until maybe the final act. I mean, she is literally motivating a lot of this film, and I like that quite a bit.
She is?
She's very close to, yeah.
Are you disagreeing with me, Crystal? Or
no, I'm saying she is.
Oh, I thought you were saying like she is.
No. I'm like she. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I really liked this because it has a lot of facets to it, a lot of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if I watch it again, I think I'll see a lot more. Now I'm really sad about the goats. I'm definitely going back to watch the goats.
Me
I
too.
missed it.
Me too.
I wrote it down. I'm like, gotta go see those goats.
So,
goats.
Doc, I would say that the tragic thing that happens to the mother, the start of it, that was predictable because they kept showing that activity over and over. But that was the end of the, she carried it anyway.
Well,
much further than they normally do. Yeah. Well, and I kept saying, I was like, man, this lady cuts a lot of stuff.
She's chopping an onion, she's chopping a carrot, she's chopping.
Everybody else is going to bed. I'm sitting
and I'm like,
slicing onions.
This lady cuts a lot of stuff. And then I feel like it actually paid off. And normally I'm not like that. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. And I was like, she's going balls to the walls.
Well, I will say that it normally stops with the first one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like, that's why it was so good.
What do they call that, Dave? When you take an onion, you just cut that onion to pieces like that?
You just chop it up.
It's not quite. It's not minced. It's there's a word for
diced.
Well, I guess diced, but it's somewhere.
But
anyway,
it's smaller than dice.
Not sure where you're heading.
I don't know where I'm heading.
All I'll say is it gives a whole new meaning to the word fingerling carrots. That's all I'll say.
Makes me think of like little Vienna sausages.
Another reference to Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Oh
damn. Dave, you've got the floor. Tell us more what really connected with you with this film.
Just the overall creep factor in it. I mean, it just bothered. He set a tone in this movie. This despair, bleakness. That just resonates through the entire movie, all the way up to the very, very end. And these creepy fucking people just keep wandering in and out. And you're screaming, "Get the hell out of there!"
No joke,
what are you doing? Get the hell out! I guess they try. I mean, they try to move Dad, and the doctor's like, "No, you'll kill him." It's like, fucking kill him. Just get the hell out.
Okay, but see, here's where I go. Are you sure it's the doctor?
Well,
stop.
No, this is what I swear I said that when I was watching it.
Really?
I was like, that doctor's clearly a demon. Because no doctor would ever talk like that. But I didn't have a problem with it story-wise because I could absolutely tell and how serious. Whoever the actor was, I think they did a fantastic job delivering it because it was like stern enough.
Yeah, he was like, he won't make it to the end of the driveway. He won't make it to the end of the driveway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he's like, nope, this is what's happening. He's staying, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, because let me tell you what I would do. I would get that doctor out of there and then take my dad.
Put him in the fucking car and leave.
Yeah. I was like, you're not going to tell me what to do.
Well, I think, Dave, you talked about setting the atmosphere, and I thought the editing and the sound really added to that. There was a lot of low-grade buzzing noise in the background, and then the editing was just perfect for what they were doing.
Yeah. Well, he kind of set the tone, even the color palette with the way it's shot.
Muted,
that. And then he threw in all those kind of just really cool visual tricks, that they're just kind of happening all the time. I'm sure I missed a shitload of them. I'm going to have to watch the movie again. I caught a handful of them, and I bet you there's more if we really go back and look for them. So I like that.
You're going to make me watch this movie again.
Yeah, you need to. You need to watch it in a better headspace, and I bet you're going to be like, okay,
I need to eat sushi first, right? I got to have some sushi
first. That's it.
I was sushi deprived.
And acid. I think acid would be good.
No. I would say do not bring foreign substances with you to this film.
Scary.
You will. Oh my God! I think you would lose your mind. This movie really wants.
I wouldn't argue with that.
Yeah. It's not Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh well, no, it is not.
And nobody knows why we're talking about that.
Okay, well let's go ahead. I think we're just praising it, except for me maybe, and I kind of am, but not 100% like you guys are. So anyway, I'm on the fence, and I think a rewatch is needed for me. All right, enough about that. Let's do this. Let's wrap things up with our final thoughts, our score and favorite scene. This is what you want to hear. But before we do, if you're still listening, 1, thank you. 2, hit the subscribe button down below. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Help us. Hit the like button, dislike button. It'll help more people find us and enjoy our reviews, I hope. Also hit the bell if you want to be reminded of others, and leave a comment. If you've seen this film in festivals or you watch it come the 6th of November, let us know what you think. Let us know what creepy shit you saw in this film, because there's a lot of creepy shit in this film. All right, let's do this. Let's get into our final thoughts, our score 1 to 5, and our favorite scene. And Jeff, you're up first, sir. Go for it. Let us have it.
Once again, I love this movie. This is definitely going to be in my top 10. Favorite scene, I'm going to say the one that, I'm going to say the one you said with the brother. Something happens towards the end.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah.
I thought that was great. I can't think of a more horrifying thing.
No, it is.
And my score is, God, I want to go higher, and I don't know why I'm not, but I'm going to go 4.75.
Oh, see, I knew it. I was like, no, do it.
I was going to go 4.5, but I'm like going, I think this is just about perfect at what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Do we know why this is happening? Do we know what the motives and all that stuff are? No, we don't. But evil is evil, and that's what makes it so chilling.
All right. Crystal, you're up next. What is your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene?
I totally agree with exactly what Jeff just said. Like, we don't need to know any more information. We don't need anything else. It's all there. And of course, some of it's open to interpretation, but I think a lot of it's pretty obvious too. It's so crazy. I think a lot of people, even if they don't maybe think as hard about it as we have, I think a lot of people are just going to like it. I don't think that even gore people, I mean, there's not a lot of gore, but I think there's a lot of frights and a lot of scares. And I just, there's a lot to it, and it's a lot of fun. for such a almost depressing movie. What's weird is it should be depressing me. Like, this is the type of movie that would depress me considering what happens, but I was exhilarated.
No, nice.
Because it was just done so well, I think.
What? Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it?
It's not going to get a 5.
Okay.
Just, but I was going to go 4.752 as well.
Wow.
In addition to, so I think I am. I completely agree with what Jeff said. That, like, I think that it perfectly set out to do what it intended to do, and nothing bothered me. Nothing distracted me from it. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. And my favorite scene. Okay, so it's something silly, and it's something not related to the movie. Well, it is related to the movie, but these guys are freaking geniuses because they took a goat with 3 legs and used its 3 legs to their advantage. Remember, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, that is brilliant. I was like, look at that. Look what they've done there. They took something so simple, a cute little, that's someone's pet probably. Mm-hmm. And they just sorry, but that was brilliant. I looked at that and I was like, that is such a cute little goat.
Oh, and it implied so much, right?
Yeah, it was so good. It was very creative, very simple.
Yeah.
And then, of course, after that is a little slaughter. That was effective as well. But it just led to that. And I don't know. They were very smart when they made this movie.
All right. I think it has more gore than you're giving it credit for. There's some gore
there is. Yeah.
All right, Dave, you're up next. Your final thoughts, your score, and
I'm going to keep on heaping the praise. I agree with everything Jeff and Crystal said. I really like this as well. I think Mr. Bertino, how does he say his name? Bertino,
I think.
Bertino, the director. I really think this is, I know he's been around for a while and he's had some moderate success, but I think this one is his coming out party, if you will. I think he's on to something with this. This was a really, again, I think about it the next day. That doesn't happen very often. Mm-hmm. That I'm still thinking about it the next day, but this one's stuck with me a little bit. My favorite scene, and again, it's a little spoilery, so I think you guys will know what I'm saying, and you'll know it when you see it. And it's more of a visual thing. It's the way it was done. It was just so creepy, but it's Mom's Danny Glick moment.
Oh, damn you. Oh. Damn you. You took my scene.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes,
it was just looked so haunting and creepy. I don't know. It just
There's a lot of creepy.
Yeah, so I just love that. I thought that was a great scene. It was a Danny Glick scene. It really truly was.
It was. A little, maybe not as close to the window.
No, not as close, but the same feel. So love that, and I was going to give it a 4.5, but my proteges have convinced me to also give it a 4.75. So.
Oh my god! Oh, now I have to go. All right. Obviously, I got this wrong. Obviously, no. My score. I'm just going to jump in with my score because it's 3.75. But obviously, I need to watch this again.
Yeah.
I was really taken aback by the ending, and I think that maybe it just was headspace. Send me sushi. I need sushi to get the right joint to do this. There's a lot to like about this film, and I recommend it. Right? I definitely recommend it. I recommend it as strongly as you guys do. It just didn't affect me as strongly as it did the three of you. But I have a feeling a rewatch is going to change my discussion come the end of December. I just have a feeling. There's a lot of originality in this and how it approaches the subject matter of evil or possession or whatever you're talking about. But the director makes a strong argument to make as many horror films as this director possibly can. It needs to be far more than one every couple of years or every 3 or 4 years. Definitely. definitely has an eye and for tone and scare and frightening, making you poop your pants. Yeah, I don't want to go into what I didn't like about it anymore. So now I got to go into my favorite scene, and I've been saving that one scene for the entire time, and Dave took it from me, and now I got to dive into another one. There are a lot of things that I liked. A lot of things that were really scary. Even though the scene pissed me off at the end of it because it was, there's a scene where the father, so unreliable narrator is right, Crystal, and the father ends up doing things that he shouldn't be able to do because of that, including something on the ceiling, and the whole reaction. You've heard this, being frozen, in fear, right? And our lead character, is literally frozen in fear here, and you feel it. You would be too. If you were in this position and that was happening, you would be absolutely just unable to move. And I felt that. I thought that was, but then something else happens and kind of, I didn't like. But up until then, the whole idea of just being there and there's this thing about climbing on the bed, and it was all of that was kind of given to us earlier on with the dialogue about the book and the diary and everything. So we kind of had an idea in our heads what was happening. And I was just waiting for, a shadow or a picture or a face to visualize what I was thinking. And we never got that. But at the same time, what it did do work for me. It was just really, and there's earlier. Okay, that's my favorite thing. But earlier, there's this spider thing that's really creepy, and
I don't do spiders.
And that was also kind of that was the reverse of what I'm talking about, because we see that first, and then the book tells us about it. So it kind of oh God, we're already there. So
she reacted so perfectly to that too, because it was a little acknowledgement, but it wasn't over the top. I was like, God, she is doing such a phenomenal job. She was freaking amazing. I'm just saying, amazing.
You really felt her sense of
hopelessness,
and her need to be there, and her sense of responsibility at that point. The nurse was also incredible. We didn't really talk about Lynn Andrews much as the nurse. She was really, really good in this. There's a part where she's talking about, that there's evil in the house, but love can turn it, right? That love can change things, and that whole thing. And I really felt that. I really liked her a lot. And she has some of the scarier scenes as well. There's a lot of scary scenes. Just about every character gets a good scary scene with them. Either involved with other characters. And Dave, the priest comes at 3:00 in the morning and a scene, and it reminded me of another movie. And I'm trying to, is it Poltergeist 2 that it reminded? It's like a scarier version of Poltergeist 2.
Yeah, that.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah. That creepy priest guy shows up and
tries
to warn him.
Oh.
Yeah.
A little bit of John Carpenter in that scene as well, and I'm thinking not They Live, but
Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness, yeah, when he's outside going, and he's, I'm going to shut up. But
still just
I'm going to end up loving this movie.
This is wrap it up.
I think I'm going to end up loving this movie. All right, so there
Dave,
you go. That's our.
So, Doc, one very quick little piece of trivia.
Yes, please.
We got to hand it to the mother. Her name is Olivia. Julia Oliver Touchstone. Her very first credit is from 1984 in Bloodsuckers from Outer Space.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is fantastic. That's worth mentioning all alone. Yes, that's great. All right, that's our review for The Dark and the Wicked. I imagine everybody listening to this, if you're a true horror fan, you're going to watch this film at some time or another, and I want to hear what you think of it down below.
Do it.
All right. Crystal, Jeff, Dave, thank you for joining me tonight. This really was a wonderful discussion. Thank you very much.
It was awesome.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. With that, let's say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. What is it? Don't let the bed bugs bite?
Ew, like creepy crawlies.
No!